Can Congress actually do immigration reform? It's been since Ronald Reagan, since we had any kind of meaningful reform.
That was amnesty. That wasn't even reform.
Yeah. Well, governors want to be a solution, and we feel like we're closer. And what I think American public loves is the fact that me and the governor of New York, the governor of Oklahoma, the governor of New York, can agree on a lot of issues. And how can we present that? And how do you think through, is there potential to fix this?
So let me unpack that. Coming from 13 years, gosh, that was a long time, in the House and in the Senate. Listen, we haven't had actual immigration reform since 1959. There's a reason. It's political. Anything that becomes political, everybody in this room is political. We understand that. When it becomes political and becomes a red issue, a blue issue, it means it's dead. If this was easy to fix, it would have got fixed. If any side was wanting to compromise in it, the Biden administration could have done it in the first 2 years they were in office when they had full control of Washington, D.C., and then we could have done it when we had full control. The problem is that it's hard to get 60, it's hard to get an agreement because no matter what you do, it's not good enough. And so we try to get perfection on immigration bill, and it's not perfection that we're looking for. Yes, we love perfection, but that's not what politics is about. It's about negotiating and getting the best option. Plug the holes that you can plug. I worked with no labels for 2 years. 2 years. What we did when we brought people in, and we met every 2 weeks on this issue. And what we said is, here's red lines for both sides. Right, left, red lines. What's in the middle? We came up with a pretty good solution in the middle. Really non-controversial. President actually was like, yeah. If you can get leadership to sign off on it, yes, I'm good with it. We went to the Oval Office, sat down and talked to him. We'd take it to Jeffries, he'd make changes. We'd take it back to Schumer, he'd make changes. We'd take it back to Thune, they'd make changes. Take it to the Speaker's office, they'd make changes. And before you get back, now you're so far apart, you haven't even got started. And so is immigration reform possible? No. Do you really need immigration reform? Yes, you do. But can we work with the system we have? Yes. We have naturalization ceremonies every single day in the United States that federal government's open. We have hundreds of thousands of people. In fact, we're real close to 900,000 individuals that have been naturalized in the last 12 months. There's a legal system to go through. But if you choose not to even begin or not to change your status, even if you've been here 25 years, I can't help you for that, right? If you have a status change and you're working in your status change, so you overstayed your visa, but you're going through the system to change your status because you got married and you've been married to a U.S. citizen for 4 years and you're going through the family visa system, you have no criminal history, you get picked up and you're in the court system and you've been showing up for your court dates, you're going to be released. You may get picked up, may be detained, may go through that process, but you're going to get released because you've been showing up, you've been going to your court system, your status is changing. If you haven't done anything, or you have a criminal background, if you have a criminal background, we're not making exceptions for you. There is no exceptions. Zero exceptions. If you're over here, you committed a crime while you're inside the United States, and you're not a citizen of the United States, you're going home. There's no exceptions to that. If you're over here and you've overstayed your visa, and you haven't changed your status, or you came in illegally, you haven't changed your status, you claimed asylum, and you have no asylum claim, there's nothing I can do for you. It's the same thing if you're driving 90 miles an hour in an 80-mile-an-hour turnpike zone. Yeah, they might give you a grace for 10 over, but they don't have to, right? If you're doing 90 in a turnpike, 80 mile an hour, and you get pulled over and you got an open container, you're definitely going to jail because you broke the rules. It's the same thing here. We have rules, and the rules can be followed. Are they tough? Does it take time? Yes, but we still have immigration policy, and they have to be enforced. And people want to talk about the workforce. I understand that, but a workforce that's an illegal workforce only grows illegal activity. It doesn't grow the economy in the long term. It's a short-term solution, but it's going to be long-term problems. And so it's important that we understand that. What I encourage people to do is help yourself. You have to try to go through the system legally. If you came over and you got temporary protected status, in its name itself, it says temporary. Yes, we're ending the temporary protected status because it's temporary. But that doesn't mean that while you're here underneath temporary protected status, you can't try to change your status. You can't, it doesn't mean you can't enroll to try to become an LPR. That doesn't mean you can't go for a family visa. That doesn't mean you have to just stay on TPS status, but you have to make an effort to change. And I can't help you if you can't help yourself. When it comes to dairy farms and stuff, dairy farms, for some reason, we've looked at this as a seasonal work visa. It's not seasonal. I started drinking coffee when I was 3 years old. I'm kidding about that, probably 6 though, to try to keep my hands warm in the dairy barn so I wouldn't freeze. and during the summer, you sweated to death. And so you had water, ice water. We'd freeze a gallon jug of water, milk jug of water at night, and then take it to the barn with us. And so it's nothing seasonal about that. So stuff like that needs to be fixed. A lot of our crops now that used to be seasonal, because we've changed it, we can do it year round with what we do. Those aren't seasonal because the huge greenhouses that we have now, they're not seasonal anymore. And so we're looking to change that. We're already changing it on some of this. So now some of these can be more permanent. And we're working at, I hate when we extend, you know, our numbers on visas, because all that does is once again put a Band-Aid on it. If we're looking to grow our economy, then we need to look at making more permanent solutions on this and getting the work, not the work, but the employers involved in the system. In order to do that, though, that takes coordination between labor. Our unions still have a say in this, guys. We got to get labor involved. We got to get industry involved. And we got to fill out where the holes are created, because this narrative that it steals American jobs is true in some industries. It's not true for all industries. And we need to pay attention and be sensitive to that as we move forward, because it is America first. We want to take care of Americans first. It's our economy, it's our homeland. But there's a way to utilize labor where we're not having the participation rate we need to, and we can plug those holes.